So how you like at SUSI Villas here so far? A couple of days spent here.
I really like it.
What do you like about it?
It would be easier for me to say what don't I like about it. It's well, I don't really not like anything about it. It's quiet. It's
Other than occasional motorbike that goes by?
yeah, that doesn't bother me. You know what I don't hear? Ambulances, fire trucks, police vehicles. It's quiet. I was able to relax in the hammock bed on the deck and just read and listen to a podcast, and that's what I needed to do. I needed to really unplug. I needed to really just relax and just chill out because life is so hectic back there. And I was totally able to do that here, and I really appreciate you having me here, dude. Like this has been great.
Well, I wanted to share SUSI Villas and why we built this because it's just an amazing place. I came here actually on a speaking engagement. It was by accident. I didn't know what Bali was. Heck, I thought it was like some island near Hawaii or something in the South Pacific. I didn't look it up geography, right? But
I heard about it.
Yeah,
I couldn't point it out on the map at the time, but what drove you to build SUSI Villas here? Yeah, what drove you to do that?
You know what? I never really thought of it because I've never had any intention to build anything here in Bali. I mean, my intention was coming here to just do a speaking engagement gig and get out, right? But during that time, I loved it so much, so I came back and explore, right? But the second time I came back to explore, I got caught during COVID. So the quarantine happened, international flights shut down left and right, and I was like, what the heck? I just got here. So he's like, yeah, it's gonna blow over. Just like the influenza virus in Hong Kong. A couple of days later, a week, it's gone, right? Who knew? I got stuck here for 3 months, bored out of my skull for 3 months, and because you're the only foreigner in the area in the village, right? So. Yeah. Back in Canada, we're lucky. Our friends and family, we got safety net. We got the government to help out. Here they have nothing.
You're telling me that they had very little to eat, nothing to do, no jobs. Yeah.
Everything was shut down for the sake of health, but nobody was working. Nobody was getting income. The government here is not handing out money, handing out stuff. They're handing out a bag of rice and some vegetables. It's like, that's not enough to feed you guys for a whole month.
No.
And sure enough, over time, during that end of the 3 months, I didn't know it was going to be 3 months, by the way, right? I would have planned it up. But I was like, oh my God, it's going to be like 6 months, maybe a year, I'm going to stop here, right? And lots of people come by begging for money, asking for help. And one family came by and said, we need help for surgery. And could you guys help? And it's like, how much money you require? And it was a big amount of money, even for me at the time, like, well, I don't have a kind of cash on me, but let me make some phone call. And I made some phone call, and it said, what are you going to give me in return for my collateral that I can get my money back, right? Long story short, it was supposed to be that amount of money, so they gave me a little piece of land to hold. That's what I do in real estate, right? I hold the land, and just when they would give me my back and so on and so forth. But lo and behold, the son must have tricked the father into writing up a loan for something a lot more. So instead of just a small piece of land where I'm just going to build one villa, it ended up being a big piece of land to be able to come up the money that the father needs for surgery, right? And I'll show you. That's why we built Sarasvati Ubud Spa Institute, and that's what SUSI stands for. SUSI, Sarasvati Ubud Spa Institute. She is actually our patron goddess that protects this place. She represents knowledge and wisdom, which is what this is built for. So one of my Balinese partner that I stayed at her place in Tel Aviv, she was teaching massage therapist. And you had the massage?
Yeah.
See?
I had two.
Two. Those are amazing, right? They're the teacher right there. Sutami's right there. I was gonna say, get Sutami, come out and say hi. Sutami, put that down. Come out and say hi.
And it was the hot stone treatment too.
Oh, this is Sutami. Sutami is one of our massage therapists. She's been doing this over 20 years, right? So she's amazing. She's the goddess that I come back here for, other than Sarasvati.
Sarasvati.
Right? So that's why we created this, so that they can train the local here to become massage therapists. And over time, we figured, if there's a lot of empty space, the trainees can stay here for free while they learn. But during the other time, we don't do training. We have foreign visitors come here, can stay and relax and be practiced on, right? The massage therapists can practice on them. And because I saw a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't want to see during COVID as well, because that a lot of people couldn't afford to keep upkeep, right? Like upkeep of the house, the expenses, the food, and especially kids. I heard stories that they even drop off the kids orphanage, right? Because no food, no nothing, right? So the local, family, it
really
is
sad.
devastating.
Yeah.
So my philanthropic goal was actually to help the local people to have a high income so that they actually leave, right? They go to Dubai, they go to Russia, big capital city to massage, right? And they come back, bring money back to their family to help a big way, right?
You were even talking about helping here in the community and doing
Yes.
composting
Yes.
and giving back to projects here in the village.
Yeah. We want to do the compost at the end of the road here, at the beginning where the gate is. There's a place we want to lease out and do the composting, right?
Yeah.
Because teach the farmers how to not burn the crop after they harvest, eh? But they just, so we use gardening for that. And the other thing is that, my goal is actually become profitable so that I can help the local orphanage, because that's one of my big philanthropic goals. And also to help the kids here who are just orphaned go to school. So that way, eventually they can get education.
Give them an education
Yeah,
and a
so they have a
skill so they
better
can become
chance.
self-sufficient.
Yeah.
You've told me a lot about this in the last few days, and it's been a long way from high school when we wouldn't talk about anything other than like top 10 radio hits or which teachers we'd like. And
Back in those
didn't
days,
like,
back when those days, we're selfish, right?
We
Here,
were- yeah.
we want to. I'm 55 this year, so I want to give back to the community. I want to make a difference. Like Steve Jobs said, make a dent in this world, right? That's one part of it. The other part is you see a lot of dogs around and a lot of stray cats and dogs all over, right? There are a lot of pet rescues too. We want to help out and sponsor to be able to help them, so that vaccination costs money, right? And all the things that to help them get healthier too. So that's my two biggest goals. I want to help the local community, especially the farmers here, right? Help the local girls so that they get education, so that they can do more than just menial labor, right? So that help the family much better. And the orphanage, because we had a good life, and you help orphans too. That's kind of, I love that. Adopt kids.
And my wife actually does dog rescue out of Mexico right now, so that's really close to her heart. So, so like your philanthropic goals are
Match?
they really match. Although you're going about it differently. I didn't build a villa, dude. You built a villa, and just having me here, letting me unwind, recharge after for me, I work, I go to school. And this is exactly what I needed. And then, but you don't rest. I've seen you here, I don't know how many times. We spent time together, but you're not resting. I'm like, sometimes I'm thinking, Sua, just put that down and relax, but you're always doing something. You're like
There's like six.
you're the gardener here. You're like, you walk by me, you're clipping this. Oh, this is dead, I can't have it. I'm looking at you going, it's hilarious.
Yes, I mean, I love gardening. That's my passion. When I was a kid, my mom used to make me water the plants. I used to hate it, but I got a green thumb because I learned from her.
You've
Right?
got two green thumbs.
Yeah. So there's over 60. There's over 60 tropical plants. Hey, let's go have a look. Show them quickly, and then we got to get back to the food and eating run. There's monsteras all over. But the coolest thing is we created a biological barrier for mosquitoes, so they don't come here. There's a lot of plants around here scattered throughout that are like lemongrass, but they're not lemongrass. They're citronella. You see them. And then there's some plants called zodia plants. They hate this. Mosquitoes hate zodia plants, right? And over there, you can see around the perimeter of the pool.
Yep.
It looks like lemongrass, but those are citronella. They're anti-mosquito. They're basically mosquito deterrents, right?
Like, and we have citronella candles back home
Yeah,
for when you're
that's the
camping.
reason.
And
Yeah. So if you look at all around the little funky looking things that come out, like these are citronella. They're not lemongrass. Don't try to eat it because it tastes awful.
well, and whatever you're doing, it works because I've only had
Eucalyptus.
one or two
I know,
mosquitoes
right?
since I've
Isn't
been
that
here.
cool?
Yeah.
Eucalyptus. This is like it's like that green oil, rubbing oil that Asian people use, right? And all the perimeter is citronella and scattered throughout. It's hidden here and there, but it's zodia plants. right? And that keeps all those mosquitoes away. Last night we were out here past midnight.
We were out here past midnight. We sat here.
Not one mosquito.
We had a Bailey's and coffee. We were chatting, and not one mosquito. And yeah, it was. And when I was up on, like, when I was reading up on the cargo net.
Yeah, these.
There was no mosquitoes, no
these
nothing.
This hammock, the net hammock they call it.
Yeah.
Right. They're wonderful, right? It's like the breeze blows underneath you.
Yeah, I fell asleep with my book on my face because it was so comfortable. I drooled on a few pages.
It's all good. It's all good. You know, it's a tropical paradise, and I want to share with everybody. That's why whenever you guys have birthday, I always promote it in a way, in a nice way possible. Like, come, I provide the food, the drinks. Yeah, that's my birthday present to you guys, to give you, you know, an added kick to get that on your bucket list, move it up higher to come and visit, right? And you saw this place. There are a lot of fruit trees here too, but not bearing fruit yet. But eventually, over the years, it's gonna have fruits when you come here. I mean, we have passion fruits all over on the left side of the pool and on the right side of the pool.
I know, I've been ravaging those because it's all over the place. And this is completed, and you're doing like touch-ups. But tell me about the one in Dalat, because we actually did a video conference, or a conference call rather, before about Dalat, and I think I might want to invest in it. And this, so you're not really finished here. It's tweaking, but you're full on building in Dalat now too.
Yeah, the Dalat project is similar too. It's trying to help the local coffee grower. We're in the middle of the coffee plantation there on the highland in Dalat in Vietnam. It's highlands in the south part of Vietnam, and we're smack literally. I can reach out and touch the coffee beans and pick the coffee beans from our property, right? So that's how it is there. But tragically, you know, I mean, coffee is the biggest exporter in Vietnam, but they don't make a lot of money. I mean, imagine you picking coffee beans from the coffee tree. This is a monstera, by the way, but you know, you are the one who do all the harvesting, all the farming, and you end up getting what? Pennies to the dollars.
Yeah.
And the same kilogram, how much does Costco sell? How much does Starbucks sell? Way more, like 8 to 10 times more.
The markup's huge.
It is huge.
So you want to do a fair trade type of thing.
That's
you were
right.
telling me about
That's
that.
right.
You want to make it like a fair trade coffee where they're getting fair value.
I wanted digital nomads to come there. So teach marketing in exchange for, you know, like a free tour, exchange for some coffees, exchange for a place to stay, perhaps a day or two. And that way they can learn, educate themselves, you know, like level up basically, right? And why I want to do this is similar to what the locals here to learn about massage therapy, because it's selling coffee is just farming and it's commodity, right? Even though we're the second exporter in Canada, I mean second exporter like in the world from Vietnam as in coffee. They aren't benefiting from it.
Yeah.
Right? So we want to say.
Yeah, when I think of coffee, I think of Colombian coffee. Like it's promoted. When I went to Vietnam in 2015, I had no idea it was such a big coffee country. And I'm a big.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know I've had lots of coffee here. I'm a big coffee connoisseur. I think a lot of people are. And I brought back coffee from before. So when I heard that you were doing a project at a coffee plantation, I'm like, well, that's perfect, because I had no idea how big Vietnam was into coffee. So
Yeah, I mean, even Dalat alone, they have cafes all over. There are literally like 5,000 to 6,000 cafes with views everywhere. When you come back and you see it next time, I'll give you a shot to see how many coffee places there are.
Well, I'm going to Ho Chi Minh today, and you were saying that
There's still quite a bit there
there's
too.
still a ton there.
Yeah. But not the nicest view like Dalat has. But we are a huge coffee drinker. It's a social thing.
Yeah.
Like literally, we get together in the morning, afternoon, and dinner.
Yeah, like, and we were talking about this. It's not like going to Tim Hortons, getting a large double through a drive-through and leaving. It's a social thing. You're sitting down.
They're literally sit there for
Is
hours.
Jeremy?
They're literally.
And speaking of coffee,
Yeah. Oh, this is from Morrison Hall. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Swam. And we want to be able to help them with other things. Like my ultimate goal in Vietnam is eventually help them get their own roaster, teach them how to roast, teach them how to sell direct to consumer.
right?
So B2C, you know, directly to consumer, business to consumer, right?
Yeah.
Rather than wholesale. right?
Yeah.
Business to business.
So you want to do like Rockefeller, like vertical and horizontal integration
Yeah.
for the coffee growers in Vietnam, and that's awesome.
Yeah, because honestly, if you were able to teach one family to even just sell 10-15% of their entire, I would say, amount of harvest that they have, right? That's the 10-15% earnings that they have. That is be highly profitable. They might make 30-40% more than they're selling it to the wholesalers, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's basically my goal. But and I created some more like glamping, you know, with geodesic dome.
Yep.
Same thing, hammock net. This kind of hammock net, but it's gonna have individual one's gonna have, you know, like a hot tub jacuzzi, because the lac is actually cooler weather. It's not as nice and warm here.
Yeah, you were saying, but I told you before, like for me, this is in the Goldilocks zone.
This is actually
it's warmer.
nice,
It's
yeah.
warmer.
It's 23 here, like 23, 27 here.
Yeah, for me it's minus 15 back home right now.
Ah!
So yeah, for me, I'll take the Goldie, even if it's a little.
I
on
know.
the
I
hotter
don't miss.
side.
I don't miss all that much.
I don't miss it. I've got to go back to it, but even for warm, this is right down the middle. It's not stifling hot. and
Yeah,
it's
Dalak
comfortable.
is very nice. It's like 16 to 23.
Yeah, and you showed me
Even better.
the temperature variation. So that's the same thing. It's really even keel,
Yeah.
comfortable, and that's going to be my next trip. Is
I think
to
you're gonna
walk
love
around.
it. I think you're gonna love it because in winter it's like 16 degrees, but it doesn't rain. Whereas in winter in Canada it rains and it snows, right?
Raincouver.
So, yeah, so slushy.
Yeah.
Whereas that's Western Canada for us.
That's all of Canada. Let's
yeah.
be honest.
Yeah.
At some point.
But Dalat is like, it rains in the summer when it's really hot, when it's like 23, 27, when it spikes, right?
Yeah.
So that cools it down. So I mean, I love it. It's a perfect weather that we can appreciate. Right? When it's freezing my butt off, I don't want rain.
No. And then if it turns into snow, I don't want to drive in the snow. I don't want to. I mean, I can. I just don't want to drive in the snow. And this whole experience, buddy, has been great. And you've been like a really great host. I've been talking about it for a while. We've communicated, and the pictures don't do it justice.
Yeah.
And I mean, I saw the drone shots that you have coming in, seeing this place. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then to get here, I woke up the next morning and it was just beautiful out, and it was just peaceful.
Yeah.
Peaceful.
You hear
quiet.
the birds all day long, especially in the morning.
Yeah.
At night you hear the crickets, the frogs.
I actually had a roommate too. I had a gecko. I had a gecko in my room. It had crawled over my pillow and up on the wall, and yeah.
They're loud, right? Sometimes.
Oh, that thing was really loud. So as long as it didn't hog my pillow or hog my sheets, I was okay.
No, I think it's afraid of humans more than it is.
Yeah.
It's curious.
But this was great. The pool was great, and then going out and doing the activities like that experience yesterday at the temple in the waterfall. That was really something. And when you told me about it, I thought, okay, well, how good can it be? And it really, it was really something. I'm still feeling it today. And I didn't expect that. And I'm not that kind of guy normally. It was really different. So, and that was great.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very special. It's Mellowcat. Mellowcat is their way of I would say get rid of the dark energy from the body and to purify the soul. So it's washing away all the negative energy.
I think you call it like a spiritual cleanse.
It is. Yes.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, that was, and I fell in the water. I don't know how many times because of the sand and the rocks and. I thought it was funny, but it was.
The experience is just a little bit different.
the experience was really something. So, and it wasn't busy either. It wasn't busy. It was very low key and
small.
Yeah, it wasn't the tourist trap type of thing you see somewhere else.
Yeah, those big temples are just commercialized. This is meant for locals. The locals go there.
There were locals there doing that, yeah. And I thought we were in the wrong place at first. I didn't want to intrude, but you're like, oh no, we're fine. But I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's the one thing you see in Bali. And I think in Vietnam, similar is that they're very welcoming to foreigners. They actually pull people in. Where some place where you go, they just want the money. You can sense, you can feel it.
Even just when I walked to the village, like the first day I was here, I had to get my daily walk, my daily jog in, and I went to the village, and everybody said hi. I don't understand Balinese, obviously, but they were friendly, they were happy, they said hi.
They are like that. The one difference I travel around the world as you have, there are a lot of places that are very friendly.
Yep.
Some of them are curious, some of them are overly curious, but
Yeah.
in Bali, they just let you do your thing. They just hi, go by.
Yep. Yeah, they're really low key, really mellow.
Cool. Well, I look forward to welcoming you back, my friend.
Hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really appreciate you having me here. This has been an awesome experience.
It's good to see you all throughout these years.
I know it's been a long time. Last time I saw you was at my 40th birthday party, but we've talked online, and yeah, I'm finally glad we were able to connect in person. So
Yeah, this is a special place for me. I'm very happy to be able to share to you guys. So, give me that, man. That's been a while.
buddy, thanks so much, pal.
You're welcome. You're welcome.